Loungers, hope you're staying nerdy and you're ready for some great content. Because today we're talking about Spider-Man, that guy right back there. With Spider-Man No Way Home just around the corner and the possibility of 3 Spider people, why not form our own Spider-Verse of possibilities?
Hiya friend, it's me, Comicade. I'm usually over on Saturday Morning Comics, but today I'm here with Chris to give you our top 3 Spider-Man cartoons.
Both of us will give us our top 3 Spidey cartoons and our reasons of why they're our favorite.
Hey friend, you should join us in the comment section down below. Let us know what your top 3 Spider-Man cartoons of all time are. We won't judge your choices either. We just want to hear about your experiences.
With that being said, Spidey and His Amazing Friends is my 3rd favorite Spider-Man show. It's a kids focused show, but it has a great storyline to follow episode to episode with fun takes on classic characters like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and many others. There's also some really awesome team-ups with characters like Captain Marvel and the Incredible Hulk.
That's a pretty good choice for introducing the young ones to Spidey, but it kinda reminds me of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. That would have been one of my picks if not for the fact that I chose my number 3, Spider-Man Unlimited. It was so incredibly different from anything else, mostly because it had to be for legal reasons at the time, but that's what made it so good to me. It stands out from the Spider-Man franchise entirely, bringing Spider-Man to another world and having him face entirely new and unusual threats. It had just 1 season and a very short run in comics. I would love to see this incredible show return in comics someday.
Spider-Man Unlimited was a really great show for a lot of reasons. It dove into a Spider-Man that we never had seen before. Arguably better than that was Ultimate Spider-Man, kicking off with Norman Osborn working in the shadows, as always, and building up to the Web Warriors in Season 3. Which then led right into a massive Spider-Verse crossover, which of course made Sony want to come out with their own Spider-Verse movie. On top of that, we got to see a very interesting Sinister Six team-up with Hydra and Arnim Zola. Can you tell I'm a fan of team-ups?
Team-ups are a staple, but I still prefer a personal Spider-Man story, one that's focused in on Spider-Man himself and what he goes through. My second choice is Spider-Man from 1994. This was before Unlimited, and I loved it because it was my introduction to Spider-Man. What an absolute perfect introduction to have. It covered all the basics and helped me get to know and fall in love with the Spider-Man franchise. Too bad it ended without a real resolution to the current story. Still, there was never a time after this that I didn't know a good example of the character or his universe.
No. No way that's your second pick. Spider-Man 1994 is my number 1 pick. The comic-style story arcs were the most interesting to me. With an arc that would cover multiple seasons, it was a blast to follow. And of course, there were some excellent team-ups. This show also gave us a formula for how Marvel could and would later introduce their new characters into the MCU through origin stories embedded into a much larger storyline.
Of course that show would end up on both our lists. It's still the prime example of Spider-Man for most people today. For some others, though, the prime example of Spidey is my number 1 pick. The Spectacular Spider-Man. This show is my favorite version of Spider-Man. He's growing and still learning, but he's no dummy. I used to get up every Saturday morning with a VHS tape to record this show. From the very tone and drama to the voice casting and the storytelling, every intertwined element and fan-pleasing moment made this show a fan favorite. I would argue that this is the greatest portrayal of the Spider-Man coming-of-age story.
The Spectacular Spider-Man was a game changer for sure, but I'm still gonna say that the 1994 series was the best. Help us settle this once and for all.
Which cartoon did Spider-Man better, friend? Tell us in the comments. Was it Spider-Man 1994 or the Spectacular Spider-Man? You decide.
With that, stay nerdy, comic fam.
Keep it unreal, Saturday Comics crew. I'll see you on Saturday.